my mind didn't change it. I still feel the same.
We are really cooking. I'm making some listings right now on Etsy.
Had yours, we both know. We know they won't get you like I will. My only wish is I die real. Cause that truth hurts and those lies heal. And you can't sleep thinking that he lies still. So you cry still. Tears all in a pillowcase. Big girls all get a little taste out. Pushing me away so I give her space out. Dealing with a heart that I didn't break. I'll be there for you. I would care for you. I keep thinking you just don't know. Trying to run from that. Say you're done with that on your face, girl. It just don't show. When you're ready, just say you're ready. When all the baggage just ain't as heavy and the party's over, just don't forget me. We'll change the pace and we'll just go slow. You won't ever have to worry. You won't ever have to.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Kennedy, or hello if you're new. We're doing a video diary. That recap is the end of the year to now. And honestly, I was so busy, girl. Are the clips that I did end up getting like for the month pretty much. And you know, it's just like that sometimes. So with that being said, I do want to start a little video diary thing on the months where when I'm not like completely myself, I'd say. That's kind of what I want to call it, because I do like to think that the best version of myself will make something happen out of nothing. You can't give your best version all the time. And that is kind of the subject of today's video. With that being said, I'm just gonna share like any thoughts that I've been having for the few months and just any like thing kind of, because I feel like I'm such a person that cuts myself off because I don't feel like there's enough people kind of around me on the same mind wave sometimes. So a lot of my thoughts feel incomplete because I'm scared to further. Like, I can talk to myself in circles all day, but kind of getting it out and talking it out vocally with someone or to someone just hasn't happened in a long time. A friendship did end in like July of last year, and it's very devastating. Like, if you've had a friendship breakup, especially as a girl, it's devastating, especially when you feel like your best friend was like y'all were one of one together, especially. Yeah, that's just very upsetting. And it's like really such a grief process itself. And that's just been getting me a lot because I haven't been able to like really speak to anyone who like gets me on that same wavelength, because all of my friends are my family pretty much. Or you just have certain friendships that just don't go further than certain points, just because like you can have in-depth relationships and friendships and you've had those conversations before, it just hasn't happened in a while, or it's just like a one-time thing. You guys know how each other's stances are on certain subjects, and that's it. It's not like a reoccurring like topic. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys, and I am gonna try to get better this year at not explaining myself, because I definitely have a problem of that. I like the concept of podcast, but to label it that is crazy work in my head. And if you get it, you get it. I don't mean it in like it's a very unserious way, what I'm saying. And if you get it, you get it. What I've been battling with is that I'm such a committed type of person that it really does suck sometimes for me to break away from things, because once I decide I like something, I'm pretty much there. That goes for people, places, events, things. It's time for something new. So that's tea on that. That is something that has been like hindering me and like heavy on me. If you get what I'm saying, as far as like you like the stability, you're happy, but you've been somewhere for too long, it's time to move on. That's kind of where I'm at. And it does kind of mess with your head, because you're like kind of checking out before anything's even said and done. And it hurts so bad because I'm like, nothing feels right. You feel like a phony, honestly, doing the same thing repetitively, or at least I feel like a phony. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do with myself. And I'm figuring it out. It's just that middle time of like figuring things out for me. And I'm so young. I'm literally 22. And I turned 23 in 3 months, which is even more crazy. But I think that like urge to want to do something more for myself because I am so capable scares me, but also like it's that constant pressure I have on myself of like, you're so this and that, like go ahead and do it, or you're so this and that, why are you even in this certain position in the first place? So it's a lot of back and forth with myself all the time about like, girl, what are you even doing? That aside, I feel like that's a very relatable thing, and I've definitely spoken about it. I'm such a talker girl and about my feelings and stuff, but it's just like in general, like it's 2025, huh? That's crazy. And then 2020, everyone, if you're here and you experienced that year, you get it. But yeah, 2020, I graduated high school. That was crazy in itself. And then my dad passed, and then I was trying to find myself, and then I got a job the following year. Before getting my job, I was in therapy, and from that, I had learned I needed to kill some time with the job. So that's why we're at the job point now. And I just feel like right now is like, it's pretty much almost been 4 years, but I'm at that like turning point of myself of like, it's time for the next thing. Like grief of a lot of things, but especially like still like how it just impacts your body and how it feels inside. I feel like my memory got so bad after my dad passed, and I'm so sick of feeling like that. And I just feel like I've said it in passing to my family, and like my sister and I talk about it a little bit, but I just feel like I don't like, no one is grasping the fact that like I literally can't remember certain things, and that it's funny on the surface level, but like I'm genuinely like concerned. I'm not trying to be a hypochondriac. It does concern me about myself, and it's something I try not to think about. So it took me a while to become a present person, and I definitely have been. It's an active work that I've been doing to become present, but I do feel like that has shifted because I have shifted, and it's unfortunate because I've been pretty content being in the present because I used to really worry about the future. I still do. That's where we're slipping back into like existentialism, but then also like it could definitely be the seasonal depression, but I've had like deep depression before, and I feel like it's getting bad again. And I was literally drinking a Four Loko watching Perks of Being a Wallflower. Perks of Being a Wallflower is my favorite movie. Like that's number one because I relate so much to the feelings, and that is like, you know, I think it was a coping mechanism, like having a Four Loko and watching the movie. And I feel like people don't talk about leaning into your depression a little bit just so you can appreciate the next time and like the next day, because I did that last night. So today has been a significantly better day than yesterday was, but I can't let go of any unresolved feelings I feel about that, but I was able to feel them. So there's just that. I just feel like I am feeling like how I used to. I'm kind of slipping into a thinking about the future type of thing, and then what future, because look at the world. And I'm not trying to be like a pessimist or anything. I'm really trying from like every point of view. I always do, and I think that is my problem. I tend to be, I'm such an oxymoron. Like that is the perfect word I would describe myself as, because I really do see both sides to every situation, and it's unfortunate because I wish I could just be one way instead of both ways, just sometimes, because it really does hurt my heart and it does give me a lot to think about. If you relate, hello. This is just like me telling all my business, but it's okay because next time we do one of these, we're going to be sharing even more business, so keep up. This is just like a weird time in my life, but like especially in my like, I'm gonna call it my depressional pattern of, I feel like I've been generally like melancholy my whole life, but I think it's because I am such an emotional being and I wear my heart on my sleeve. as well as like the world is so mean to sweet people, and I don't mean for it to, and it doesn't affect me like that much, but it's something to think about from time to time. Yeah, I'm just in a limbo of my emotions right now, and maybe it'll change in a week. It probably will. But this is me talking now, and this is not a reoccurring like theme happening in my life. I'm gonna try to edit this very loosely. For a positive note, I do want to like just talk about like some things that I like, because a diary is all things and above. But yeah, if you watch Iwana Crystal, today's Crun Day, and I was watching their video about seasonal depression, and that is what got me in a better mood this morning, because I was not feeling it today, and I did feel better after watching that video. So that's one of my favorite YouTubers. And then I just genuinely believe like what you put out is what you get, and that's something I'm really working on, is like anything that I receive and bring into my life, that I'm intentionally making it positive. It's such a stupid game to play with yourself, but it's a true game. This is definitely me coded, but saying like you have to walk from here to there. Aren't you fortunate to walk? Aren't you fortunate to be so close from point A to B to walk? You know what I mean? And there's a positive in that, but there's also the negative of, girl, why are you walking? And then we go down that whole spiral. It's a lot easier to have negative self-talk than positive self-talk. And I think that's something I'm really working on, is positive self-talk. It's not like I'm not aware of both sides of the situation. It's just like what is immediately in the forefront of your brain is what you're gonna get. So if I train that muscle to be a little more positive, maybe I can feel better more constantly and a little more present. The reasons why I'm slipping back into thinking about the future so hard aren't hard, like political, geographical, life, like it's psychological, everything. Like it's in the room with us. Like that's what I dislike from time to time, is people not acknowledging the hurt and the harm that is happening, and then like fear mongering when it's like reality. Look at things from a logistical standpoint of, yes, this could happen, or no, it can't, or it can happen but it may not be in a certain time period and stuff and so forth. But that's just like what really gets me, is because I have dreams and aspirations, and there's just so much happening that it's like, why not do it? And then worst case scenario, you die. Like that's not even the worst case scenario. And I'll say that time in and again. It's literally the surviving, the enduring, the living of this life is the hardest part. And that is where I struggle, is the living the present versus the aftermath. Does it seem so bad? Past, I don't really think about the past that much because I'm so stressed about the future, or I am living in the moment. There's kind of no in between about those, and that's what I kind of need to do, is find it in between. And I would like to find it in between, because I'm like, there's no point in me trying to change how my brain automatically works. There are peaceful coping mechanisms that I have for myself, and I do think that is because I haven't been as present, is why I haven't been using them. I read metaphysical books, I listen to Ram Dass, I meditate. All these things are great. I just haven't made the time for them as deeply as I used to, because that is what brought me into the present when I focused on my spirituality and my feelings of everything outside of this lifetime, And if you're that type of person, I hope you're here. And if you're not, I hope this perspective is cool and not like scary or anything. But yeah, having this channel is so crazy because I always felt I needed to put myself in a box. Like I like to do my makeup, and I like to put on outfits, and I like to hang out with my family, laugh, all these things. I have a beautiful life. I didn't used to think that, but that is where my appreciation in the present has truly helped, is that I see what is around me and how beautiful I make things and how beautiful the things around me already are naturally. And that's really what I want to focus on way more than anything. It's just hard as a spiritual being thinking of just your spirit and just being present versus being a human being and thinking about your humanity and the causes and things you fight for and care about and what you may want for your future, when in the first place a future isn't even guaranteed. And I'm completely aware of that. It's just about what it is, you know, like. And I was thinking the other night, I was scared to even like want to record a video like this. And like, I'm thinking like, oh, the intrusive thoughts are winning. Like, nothing about my thoughts right now are intrusive. Nothing about this is crazy, because it's completely normal for people to be multifaceted and have different topics to discuss. You don't have to be completely into one thing or another. There's layers to people. And despite that, there aren't layers to some people. So yeah, like it's just like literally what floats your boat. And one thing that I've always stuck with is that sometimes, like, people who just don't automatically think like this, it's just not meant for you to. And nothing is like, that's not to be mean or anything. Like, I wish I didn't think like this. I wish I could just be happy automatically. And not to say, like, the human experience itself is a lot, but this is me speaking from where I'm speaking. But just not have these thoughts. It's like I'm truly looking forward to death. And if I say that, someone or even yourself, you could have reacted a certain way, that's just not my reality. And that's perfectly fine. You know, like girls still hang out. I still am getting more tattoos. I'm still gonna do my makeup, and I'm still gonna do vlogs and book talks, all the above. This is just like me, literally what I write in my journal. Like, you guys are my journal right now. And it really is like, girl, get a journal. But it's like, girl, I have a journal. It's not working. So we're doing a video diary. I hope this was insightful as much as it could be. Stick around, I guess, if you're into this type of talk. I feel like if you've already been on my channel so far, you can kind of tell my aura, my vibe. Because I do have one, like we all do. And I like to think that you attract what you want to see. And hopefully this was insightful for you and useful and what you wanted to see. But yeah, if y'all are interested in anything in specific for any topics to discuss or anything, I'm so down. I have plenty of answers. I'm such a thinker. I'm such a thought daughter. Like, girl, you have no idea. It's just very hard to find someone who matches my wavelength sometimes. And it sucks though, because people really take it as being a Debbie Downer, or like, oh, here you go. And that does not help. That really does not help when you're just trying to express the only way that you do naturally. So I feel like I've closed myself off significantly because of everyone not being receptive to anything that I've said. Or they're receptive, but just not constantly like I am. And I've found peace in that I am the person I can confide in myself for. But it's also just like, you know, I understand the point of this life. It's all a journey. So I'm not tripping. I'm certain I will find that flow of people, or I will not. And it will all be okay regardless. I just am planning to be a lot more out there with anything that I have to say, and just being myself authentically. I definitely have been like this whole time. Just like this part of myself, I tend to cut off, even though I've had like plenty of videos where I'm talking. So I don't even think I cut it off that much, but just having like dedicated space and time to these types of topics. I'm just trying a lot of new things because I'm so excited to continue to see us grow. We hit 500 subscribers, and I know a lot of y'all are from tattoo tours and stuff, so I really appreciate y'all like subscribing. That's so cool. And yeah, I have a lot more like girly pop fun things ahead of me, but I just wanted to get like my recap out before I start my February vlog or something crazy. Also, go check out my artwork. Part of it is kind of how I express myself. I haven't done too much of it lately because I am struggling to express myself or have the motivation to, and that's a huge thing I'm just working on right now. So yeah, I have everything linked below if y'all are interested in anything I create. I hope you guys enjoyed this video diary. I hope it was like good, and just let me know what y'all like to see. So I love you. See you guys next time.